Superbooth 2025. I'm here on the booth of ESI with Lukas. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine. You previewed last year this little synthesizer called
The
the
X-synth.
X-synth. That was a prototype last year,
Yes.
I think. And then you continued it at NAMM show already. You showed the first sounds of it.
Yes.
And now the synth is finished.
It is finished. So X-synth has gone into production. First units have reached our headquarters a couple of days ago, and the first customers should have theirs in a couple of days, maybe in 2 weeks or so. Yeah. So
And
we're starting shipping.
So it looks like it's an X keyboard, but it's an entire synthesizer and audio interface and more.
Okay, so you have a great 4-in-1 package here. First, you have a wonderful keyboard with polyphonic Aftertouch on here, and nice keystroke. Even if some people say, okay, this is just a little movement on the key, believe me, you have a lot of expression on that. So it can be played very expressively. Yeah, it has a nice form factor. As I tend to say, it is as flat as my jokes and sounds as fat as I look like. Okay, then you have an audio interface, a MIDI interface.
So you can transfer the synthesizer sounds over USB.
Yes, so the output of the synth engine is forwarded through USB into your computer, and what your computer is plays back is being forwarded to phones and line out.
Okay.
And you can also insert a signal into your aux in, and this will also be mixed onto the USB into your computer.
Is this, does the audio goes directly to the output, or is it something planned that you can shape it with effects or so?
So currently the output is of the aux in is just forwarded to the output unchanged, but we are working on getting it through the synth engine, at least through the filter also.
Okay, cool.
This should be possible at some point.
And what are we talking here about the synthesizer? Is it virtual analog, or what kind of?
So the base principle of the synthesizer is just a standard sample one base, so nothing that special. But we've put some really nice sounds into there. So we've got really big, extensive list. So we have the editor for visualization and better approach. But
So these are samples.
These are basically samples, but yeah, they appear as oscillation waveforms. So yeah, you can use the editor, but you absolutely don't have to, because you can control pretty much of the parameters within X-synth itself.
Is it also possible maybe in the future to add single cycle waveforms or something like this?
These are basically single cycle waveforms with loop integrated. So you just choose the sample and they're already produced. So let me demonstrate that for you. I'll create an init patch that is easily made by global and then enter. And then we have everything set to standard settings. And yeah, I think I already gave you a short overview of the waveforms, just nothing special here. And yeah, if you want to change a module, we just press the button of the module and then we go through it.
These are the special ones. You said last year you implemented some field recordings inside.
Yeah, so I thought this is missing in the synthesizer. And here you just have nature sounds ready at the press of a button. And these are oscillation waveforms, so they go through all the synthesis engine.
So there are 3 oscillators?
3 oscillators, 3 envelopes, 3 LFOs.
And so it's the same oscillators on each slot?
Yes.
Okay.
Oscillator 1 has some extras, and oscillator 2 has some extras, or at least so. Oscillator 1 can have PWM factor, and this is available for the square waves, but also for some of the others, and this can have some very interesting effects on that. So also a sine wave or triangle. So yeah, this is a factor not every synthesizer.
And I see sync, FM.
Yes, so we have prepared a nice overview. So this is the standard box of X-synth, and on the back you have a block diagram, so it helps you understanding things a bit better, I hope so.
Okay.
So first of all, we have all the MIDI stuff going together, and then it is forwarded to the oscillators. You have some effects between the oscillators, so FM from oscillator 3 to oscillator 1. You have oscillator 2 sync and oscillator 3 sync from oscillator 1 ongoing, and the ring modulator, and then everything is mixed together, passed through the filter, the amplifier, the effect, and then goes to the output. And you also have a modulation matrix with many destinations and sources, and yeah, so you can modulate almost everything with almost everything.
Okay.
We'll get to that later.
And this multimode filter, it is a multimode filter.
So yeah, the filter is 24 dB low pass, high pass, band pass in all the combinations. So just filter page, and there you go, filter low pass, high pass, band pass. In all the combinations we want to have.
So it's Mogish, or is it what?
So it's our own model. So it's not directly linked or modeled after something certainly else, but yeah, we just try to make our
And
own.
I see your envelopes are also not that super classic. There's also a hold function there.
So what?
For the envelopes, there's also a
envelope-
hold function.
Yeah, the envelopes are 5 stage. So hold is the second stage. So attack is how long does it take to go to the maximum, and hold is how long it stays at the maximum. So most of the envelope curves are like so attack and then decay, and there's basically no room at the level above. And this this has
And then 3 LFOs,
3 LFOs.
pretty packed with features.
Yeah. So I think if we pack any more features in this thing casing, it might burst apart.
Effects are also inside.
Yes. So you have 3 effects. First one is distortion compressor. Second one is a reverb and hall. And the third one is chorus, delay, flanger. Yeah.
And yeah, no sequencer thing, but arpeggiator.
You have an arpeggiator, but not a sequencer. I'm not sure if it is a good idea to put a sequencer in the device with such a small thing. And pretty much everyone just has a sequencer on the device. So yeah, we don't. I'm not sure if this is a thing we might do later in a later device, but as for now, the XSynth.
And you're shipping it with sounds in it, and you can also import, export, and
Yeah, of course. So you have the option to import, export. You can do a single bank, you can do a single patch, or you can do everything at all. And you have 512 slot patch memories on there, and it ships with 256 preset sounds.
okay.
Well, you have plenty of room to create your own. Or maybe we'll do some more sounds in the future.
As the keypad can poly aftertouch, can you also map this to parameters?
Yes, sure. Okay. Yeah, we've gone through and all across the XSynth. So yeah, let's do the modulation matrix next. So you have a big modulation matrix with 16 slots, and let me give you a view of the sources. Of course, polyphonic aftertouch can be linked directly to, for example, filter cutoff. That's a nice thing to start with. So each of the modulation has a positive and negative amount. So then you also have a lot of destinations. The stages of the envelope themselves can be modulated.
Okay.
So you can, for example, modulate an envelope with itself in order to create a curved line. So exponential ADHSR, now AHDSR curves. That's possible as well. And you can also forward the output of one of the slots to another node.
Okay. And is it possible to get some sounds of it?
Sure, of course. Let me something for you. Okay. All right. So one of the things I really love is this one. There we have some of the nature recordings. And here's also a feature that comes in really handy when it comes to those field recordings. The LFOs have a really dedicated resolution in the low range. So they go all the way down to 1 revolution in 55 seconds, up to about 90 Hertz. And the point where 1 Hertz is reached is about value 40.
Okay.
So many of the other synthesizers don't have enough resolution for the LFOs in the low range, because they only go down from 1 Hertz to 0.1 Hertz, and that's not slow enough for people who make ambient soundscapes, especially with here. So if you switch this thing on, it goes to patch 1, and this has a wonderful demonstration of the polyphonic aftertouch. You don't really need to push that hard. It's activated by very, very light pressure. So you press, you wait a bit, and then so that's all you need to do. So basically you just need to blow onto the keyboard. It's very sensitive. Of course, it has velocity too. Okay, some people may wonder where's the pitch bend and the modulation, and this is down here at the corner. So these buttons are pressure sensitive. So, for example, if I just go for the modulation, so it's pressure sensitive, and then the pitch bend is 2 halves, and each of them are pressure sensitive. We also have some drum sounds in there, samples. And yeah, of course, if you wonder why we have our X-Jam next to it, it's because it can control. So our X-Jam is just a pad controller for drums, and you can connect it through the MIDI directly to the X-synth and then control, for example, the drums. That's why we have it here. For example, how to operate XSynth. If you want to change one of the parameters, just choose the module. So XSynth can be very, very aggressive and also very nice. So it is amazing what you can get out of this very nice and nifty little synthesizer that we built.
Okay. That sounds really good for such a small or tiny synthesizer.
It's amazing what we got out of this.
So, as you said, it's available now, almost available.
So yeah, the first units are already shipping to the distributors, and so yes.
Price point?
349 euros.
That's, I'd say, almost a bargain.
For this package, it's definitely a bargain.
Synthesizer, audio interface, MIDI interface.
So for many people, this will be their portable thing that they will take along. So we've had some people here who had tons of synthesizers, literally, but then they said, I need this because you can take it on a train with you, you can take it on the plane even. You only need the power bank, headphones, and off you go.
What is, do you ship it with a bag or with a protection or so?
So we're shipping it in this box, but there is a case available for X-key, and the XSynth 25 fits in it as well.
Okay.
So, okay.
Thank you, and wish you good luck with the new synthesizer. It looks really great. It has tons of functionality that I love on other synths, would love to see in other synths. Great. Big thanks.
We also put a lot of love into this, and we hope you'll love the X-synth as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Lukas,
Thanks
and hope to see you again very soon.
Have a wonderful time at Superbooth, and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.